It's still the 12th of June 2025. No harm while I'm sitting here marooned with the rain to make another video. And really, I said 730 videos a day would be ideal. But then would people have time to watch them? But there's so much going on in the world, and we're winning so much. My conservative views are winning so much that it's hard not to share them with somebody. Anyway, the situation is that the German economy is bucked, as we say in Ireland, bucked. It's in the doldrums. We won't be able to get German cars quite soon, and they certainly won't compete with the Chinese or indeed maybe the United States when it gets its act together and gets fair trading into Europe. We'll be able to get American cars. There's a lot of smallish cars being made in America, but certainly the Chinese have the electric vehicle market conquered, and they're on the way to conquering the diesel and the petrol market. We hired a petrol car in Italy last year. This time last year I was getting ready to head to Italy to a wedding, and it was a fabulous car. It was a BD or something was the name of it. It was a really well made car. So Germany's finished with the green nonsense, the woke, the windmills, the solar power, Greta Thunberg on top, and all of it has ruined them. And then as this happens, they get a bee in the bonnet about Ukraine. Since 1914 or thereabouts, Germany and Europe could count on the Americans as either their friend or their enemy. So the Americans helped Britain win the First World War against Germany, and Japan, of course, a bit too, and the Second World War against Hitler. But this time, things have changed a bit. The Germans are now rehabilitated, and they're not taking on the West, they're taking on Russia. So Britain always took on Russia. And there was never any problem in the West and Britain and France getting the United States to fight for them. Now, everybody says, and a lot of very educated people make the point, that Trump is stuck with Ukraine whether he likes it or not. But they do not explain why he cannot simply walk away. WALKRWRY. When I was at school, that's how it was spelt. Oh, they say America caused it in 2014. So what? They caused it, surely. But so? How many a man caused a row in a pub and stepped out the back door and left the protagonist fighting and him gone, and the public had tried to deal with it? Many a riot was started by lads that skipped and went off. So I fail to see how Trump can't walk away. And while he hasn't done it so far, there's nothing stopping him. He simply withdraws away out of it. Meanwhile, Herr Schulz is trying to back up Herr Merz. What do you call him? Merz? Friedrich Merz. And the ADF is trying to get Merz to enter negotiations with Russia. And they're resisting that so far. Meanwhile, the green T-shirt, Zelensky, he's demanding more and more and more. And the more they sanction, the more strong Russia gets. The only weapon the EU have and the NATO have is sanctions, and they're not working. Our economies are going down the tubes, and the devil go with them. Because if the EU, Britain, Germany and Ireland had money, we couldn't even live here. They'd kill us altogether. They'd put us out. They presently believe they have enough to bring in all the migrants, build millions of windmills that do no good, and I've explained that. And they have no time for economic development, for engineering, for building materials, for making things. None. They consider that a dirty occupation. They want to be a knowledge-based economy. Good luck with that. Then they discovered, there's no steel. And they start bailing out Scunthorpe in England, after them closing it down with their carbon taxes. Now in Australia, and Australia is part of the West, the Tomogo aluminium plant is in danger of being closed. I made a video on that due to energy ridiculous policies. So anyway, that'll do. Now, meanwhile, it's no harm to tell you that Israel is gearing up to attack Iran. America has already put its forces on notice and has already started withdrawing embassy staff from certain Arab countries. And I think that is wise because the Iranians have shown before that they will attack embassies. They have no regard for the Vienna Convention on embassies at all. Now, however, many people in Iran are praying night and day that there'll be a war with Iran because they want the regime in Iran dumped out. There's elections in Iran, they mean nothing. All they get to do is fix potholes. It's the supreme leader who makes the policies, and he's religious-based. So it is a tyrannical regime in many ways, but then many would say Israel's not much better. But Israel's very small. And the Arabs have 500 times as much room and land as the Israelis have. So people will argue that the cows come home, and I won't prove anything differently. But what is for sure, and what is farcical, is to look at the mess the entire woke West is in. Starmer, I'd say, is on his last legs, although I haven't been proved right in that yet. Anyway, George Galloway is asking some very, very pertinent questions on his mother of all talk shows, Moats. And he's asking some questions about what's going on, about how Keir Starmer can have his children educated and be given quiet accommodation to study, how he can get suits, how he can get money, how he can get houses. And what's happening with all these young lads that's coming around burning his properties. A lot of big questions coming on there. Meanwhile, the same in Germany, a lot of big questions there. Some ridiculous carry on. The Netherlands, Holland, it's in a mess with Geert Wilders pulling the plug. And Giorgia Meloni in Italy is doing a very good job at sickening them as well. So it is, as they say, in transition. They'd like to say Europe is going to transition to renewable energy. I'd say it'll transition to utter chaos. And hopefully out of that will come some bit of sanity by the Conservatives. Now, Katie Hopkins there, I don't know, do you watch her? She's very good. I think she is anyway. She makes the point about Reform UK need to get their act together. And I think they should. There's always the danger that Nigel Farage, in the end of the day, could be a bit of a toffee nose. Bit of a swank, you know. Always that danger. I hope not. I hope not. I don't think we'll see anyone in Ireland. We'll be just led along by the nose. Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael and Micheál Martin will be leading the pack. Even though he might be down to half the seats he has now, there'll still be enough of independents to support him. So the idea in Ireland of independents getting elected and not supporting the government doesn't hold. They'll support the government no matter what. This is one of the biggest mysteries, and it's one of the mysteries I tackle all the time, trying to figure out why people continue to support the same crowd that destroy them. But anyway, it must be because they don't feel the pinch immediately, but they're beginning to feel it soon. Comment underneath, folks, 12th of June, in case I got it wrong in the beginning. And this is 2025 it's a common era, isn't that what to say? Don't ask me what it is on the Jewish calendar. The Jewish calendar is about 3 times the age of our own. We'll see you back. Good luck. Bye-bye.